Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining. So there are two issues I want to discuss today, both of which diminish our rights as drivers and our civil rights as citizens. Number one is that the federal government wants to put a kill switch, so-called kill switch on your car that basically would not allow your car to go if it sensed that you were impaired. And that would happen starting in the 2026 model year. Then there's a bill in California that has been put forth that would limit your ability to go over the speed limit by 10 miles an hour starting in the 2027 model year. Reading from an article in the National Review, buried in the $1 trillion Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act of 2021 was a provision that would require cars beginning in the 2026 model year and onward to have advanced drunk and impaired driving prevention technology. Republican Thomas Massie, a congressman from Kentucky, tried to get this removed. He basically tried to put in an amendment that would remove funding for that provision, but unfortunately it was voted down 229 to 201. Now, the text of the law leaves much to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. So again, government bureaucrats would kind of determine what happens and how this would work. All the technology must do is passively and accurately detect if the driver's blood alcohol concentration is above the legal limit, or passively monitor the performance of the driver, quote unquote. If the driver is found to be impaired, the technology must prevent or limit operation of the vehicle. So reading on in the National Review article, as yet, none of these questions have been answered. Automakers are experimenting with air alcohol odor sensors, sensors on the gear shift that shine infrared light through the driver's fingertips, similar to a blood oximeter, to detect the blood alcohol concentration, and cameras trained on the driver's head and eyes. Once again, so you're going to have a camera watching you all the time. Is it recording this? Is that camera footage going to be discoverable in court? These seem to be really, real violations of your constitutional rights. If the fledgling development of autonomous vehicles is any guide, human errors in coding are likely to lead to system failures. If the system fails, does the car become inoperable, stranding drivers and passengers maybe in the middle of the night in a bad area? Or does it allow drivers to drive, making it easy and desirable to simply disable the sensors? Now, is this some kind of an intrusion on our rights or what? It's always that people that abuse their rights, in other words, people that go driving under the influence, spoil it for all of us. But why should we, as law-abiding citizens, and as people who are doing the right thing, have to suffer at the hands of these people? Why is it that way that lawmakers say, okay, you all have to suffer to make sure that, those that would drive drunk or impaired are going to, hurt others, so you all have to suffer because of that? It's just absolutely ridiculous, and it's another government overreach into our rights. So in California, State Senator Scott Wiener, how appropriate. Anyway, Scott Wiener has introduced a bill that would require cars starting in the 2027 model year to have technology that would limit the speed of the vehicle to 10 miles an hour over the speed limit, and that's it. So can you imagine the mistakes that could be made when your car is trying to monitor maybe traffic signs via cameras or maybe using GPS? And if those signs are not read correctly, if the GPS is inaccurate, they're just so wrought with so many potential problems. Also, how many times has it been that you may have needed to go more than 10 miles an hour over the speed limit to avoid some kind of a traffic hazard? It's just unbelievably ridiculous. And by the way, with the California legislature, the way it's made up, it's very, very possible, if not likely, that this will pass. Once again, greatly diminishing our rights as drivers in the state of California. And in some breaking news, the Washington, D.C. City Council just passed a $77 million traffic legislative package that would allow the district to install speed governors in vehicles of drivers convicted of serious speeding crimes. It would also grant powers to punish drunk drivers. Now, at least this would punish people that actually committed the crimes, and then they get the governors put in their cars. However, it would also allow DC to go after out-of-district drivers with unpaid traffic tickets. Now, I drive in DC, and the speed limits are unrealistically low. The default speed limit, if there are no signs, is 20 miles an hour in the district. So this is a big tool to raise revenue for the district. So I put a video out recently that said that the NTSB wants to put speed limiting devices in cars. And some people commented that that was just ridiculous. It's never going to happen. I was, making hay out of this, and it just wasn't true. Well, it is, and now it's happening in California. So there you go. Let me know what you think. Comment below. Is this warranted or not? These provisions that would just, again, totally destroy our rights as drivers and as citizens. If you haven't already done so, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. Those things help a lot. Take care. We'll see you next time.